Whew, it's hot, but it's about to get hotter because Justin Bieber is back. Feels like it's been forever. I mean, it's been what, 4 years since his last release? Kind of feels longer, like he's noticeably not been there, only in the news and that sort of thing. And he has returned amidst a storm of rumors, weird social media postings, and this whole P. Diddy thing. I mean, he's had it pretty rough at the minute. And as privileged as he may be, you can't help but kind of feel bad for him. So, in the middle of it all, he drops the new album, Swag. Awful name for an album that kind of has none of it, unless it's ironic, of course, in which case it's absolutely fucking genius. But yeah, I think celebrities at Justin Bieber's level don't really have that kind of humility, so Swag runs for 54 minutes and 21 songs long. 21? Ugh. Also, what the hell is up with all the song titles in capitals? Please stop. The overall vibe of this album is kind of like 80s romantic R&B, and what I'm hearing is a lot of Dijon and MK Gee inspired sounds, and you know, they share production credits as well. Whilst there might be some similarities, and I really quite enjoy a lot of Dijon and MK Gee stuff, here it just doesn't work. I don't know what's gone wrong. It's kind of sexy, but at the exact same time, ew. But most of all, it feels inauthentic, especially lyrically. Take the opener where he kind of laments about being misunderstood, he can't take it anymore, he's trying to change. And then he goes and does something like this on Instagram. It's hard to take this vulnerability in his music seriously when he's like the complete opposite on the outside. Have you considered therapy? Musically, it's kind of okay. He's aiming for something, I don't know, Michael Jackson-y, MK Gee, but the results feel rough, basic, and kind of hollow. The constant vocal effects you hear all over strips this emotion and just ends up sounding kind of cartoony. Take YUKON, for example. It gives off like a, "Mom, can we get some Frank Ocean?" No, we've got Frank Ocean at home. Ugh. Fine. Look, I've never hated Justin Bieber. I've never really been one to sort of shit on him all the time or anything. And there's been a few of his tracks that I really like and can enjoy. But Swag, I'm kind of struggling. He's always had that potential, but I feel like he's such a product at this point that record labels just push whatever they want through him, ultimately sort of not using him to his full effect. And then there's these bizarre production choices all over the album. They're trying to capture this 80s Phil Collins, Cyndi Lauper love ballads, you know, with all these big reverbs and sounds. But again, they can't pull it off. Take the song First Place with these distorted drums that just take over everything, making everything sound so cluttered, especially in the chorus. Add this on top of the before mentioned vocal effects and it's just a big mess. There are quite a few collaborations on here, nothing that's really standing out or doing anything special though. You know, Sexy Red, Eddie Benjamin, and so on and so forth. Many, many more. There's something about these collaborations and the music that just feels so disjointed. Just listen to the title song, Swag. Everything feels out of time, offbeat even, and I guess maybe that was intentional, but it doesn't sound cool or anything. It just sounds like a big fucking mess. Like, it sounds bad in my opinion. It's confusing and there's just too much going on. I will say though, I quite like Dijon on the song Devotion. Being a huge fan of him anyway, it's always nice to hear him pop up. Do you know what? The song really does feel like a Dijon song. You know, he's known for moving around these room mics, trying to capture that movement and raw energy that he always brings to his like songs. And the song is about his wife Hailey, so it is really nice, it works well, one of the standouts. Talking about collaborations, what the fuck are these interludes? Apparently these are supposed to be little funny skits, but honestly it just sounds like an ad for...
You sure you don't want no black and mild?
Justin, this album kind of sucks.
Thank you.
There are a few tracks that I do actually quite enjoy. Take for instance DAISIES, which has more of a decent groove and natural sounding vocals. The production is still a bit muddy here and there, but I do like the quieter moments. Things You Do is similar, it's more toned down, leaving space for Justin's vocals to kind of be the focal point. Still, sonically, everything feels kind of harsh and sharp. The contrast I think that they were going for ends up pushing Justin's vocals into the background. The whole thing feels rushed, things clash, everything sounds a little awkward, the interludes are weird. Even this like weird voice memo, the only one throughout the whole album by the way. Whilst it's interesting to look into the songwriting process, this one just feels wildly out of place. It adds nothing. Like, what do you want us to take away from this? I'm not even convinced it's real. I've done work as a sound designer, and to me this just feels like a recording that's had some EQ and effects slapped on to make it sound like a recording. The album feels like it wants to be deep and personal, but I'm not convinced. Swag feels like an album caught between overproduced and underwhelming. There are moments of sincerity here and there, like on the song Devotion, but they're buried underneath layers of clashing aesthetics, sounds, and just overall production. Justin Bieber wants us to feel his emotion, his depth, growth, whatever. But has his music really earned that emotion from us? No, we get this awkward patchwork of trends. Odd skits that aren't really funny or meaningful. But then you have songs and moments that would have worked way better with more intention and thought behind them. Yeah, Swag is just... it's a shrug. Swag is a shrug. That's what I'm leaving you with. But saying all of that, I would probably give this album a 4 out of 10. Thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this far, I love you. And yeah, let me know what you thought down below. Tell me if I'm wrong. And I'm sorry for all the big fans out there. You know, I'm a bit of a fan as well. I just really didn't like this one. So yeah, thank you for watching. Feel free to watch another video down below. Subscribe, whatever you like. And hopefully I will catch you on the next one. That was supposed to be a kiss, but it went...